Good morning and welcome back to Wargame with me, Gary. This is my fourth attempt. The more relaxed I get at doing these videos, the longer it seems to take me. Anyway, I digress. This video, I haven't got the figures I was going to show you today. I've not quite finished what I was doing, and I thought I'd rather get them finished before I show you. So what I'll do is I thought I would do I've written it down here, sharing my thoughts and asking a question or asking some questions. And the reason I'm doing that, the sharing my thoughts is kind of like a community thing. And the asking question is, because we have such a brilliant community with a wealth of information. I mean, everybody has, I would say, is an expert in some field of wargaming. So I thought, rather than me trying to invent the wheel and do a lot of research on something, I'll ask a question to the community, and perhaps the community can give me the answer I'm looking for, and thereby save me a lot of time and energy. Everybody's happy, and everybody likes to share. Everybody likes to share information they've got. So yeah, so that's the idea. So like I say, 6 o'clock in the morning, I'm off to, any minute now I'm going to pack up and I'm off to see my sister-in-law and brother-in-law with my lovely wife, of course. And I'm just, yeah, so this is the start of I've got 6 days off, so this is my second day of my 6 days off, and I'm really enjoying it, and my work is going very well, so but I've said that again, I don't want to digress too much into the work thing, just to say it works really well for me, because although I do long days, I do 3 days on, 3 days off, 2 days on because I use one of my annual leave days every month, every other week at the moment. And then I have, after the 2 days on, I have 6 days off. So it's I kind of like get 2 6-day holidays a month. It's pretty good. It works out very well for me. So yeah, so the work is work. And I'm enjoying it, and I get on well with the people. That's fine. But given the opportunity, I'd rather not be at work. I'd rather be doing something like this, to be fair. But I don't see how I'm ever going to make money out of this. So yeah. So anyway, but just saying. But then it gives me so much time off. So it's great. So let's get on with where I started with. First off, sharing some thoughts. Something came up. I was watching, like, one of the other people I follow. I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to put any pressure on anybody, but it just came up about, you know, like when we lose our mojo sometimes, which I think we all go through. I definitely do. I've on a couple of occasions where I've said, I need a break from this, and that's what I've done. I've just sat back. That's not where I am now. I've got to be honest. I'm full blast at the moment. I'm thoroughly enjoying doing painting figures, although I'm very slow, which is why I haven't got anything today. But this is kind of like a kind of like a poor replacement, but also it's keeping my that footprint in the community, which I think I've mentioned before. So yeah, so that's so what I wanted to say about losing your mojo, and the question was about from the person I'm thinking about, what was about, you know, what do other people do, and you know, some people, you know, might play the game, other people read books, watch movies, or just have a break from the whole thing, or just change, or have a break from the whole thing for, you know, a couple of weeks or whatever, just to say, right, okay, no, enough's enough for now. I just need to get my mojo back. For me, I generally, what my thing is, and I'm not saying it's the answer to all of it, I'm just saying it's an answer, is that I generally change what I'm doing. So if I feel, if I'm painting something that is quite, let's say, tedious, for want of a better word, like it's quite tedious, what I'll do is I'll say, right, leave them. So I'll pick them up, put them back on the shelf, so I'll come back to you And then I'll go and paint something, and there's always something in your mind, when I finish this, I'll paint this, or I'll build this, or I'll make that. Excuse me. Yeah, so that's generally how I deal with the mojo thing, or because they do say change is as good as the rest, but sometimes I just need a rest, and and there's nothing wrong with losing your mojo. We all do it, so yeah, I think we all do. And that's a sweeping statement. Let me know if you've never, if you've been doing this for let's say for more than 2 years. You've never lost your mojo, I'll be interested to know now. I doubt there's many. So something I will quickly show you what I've been working on, and it comes back to not finishing all the figures. One of the reasons I'm not finishing all the figures because I'm trying to work out how to store everything. So I've started making boxes just for myself. I've started making boxes and then they're cheap, rubbishy. They're not professional staples to hold everything together. And what they are, they're bigger boxes cut down, but they're just the right size. Well, actually, there's about that much. There's about, I'd say, 5 to 10 centimetres of distance between the tallest figures that would go in here and the shortest figures. And what I've done is, as you can see, they're very long, quite wide, and the idea is that I get a lot more figures in there than I do with my other storage system. So I get more figures in there, whilst at the same time not wasting too much storage room. So there isn't that much gap. Because sometimes we do storage and there's a big gap, isn't there? Like these haven't. These are quite. Like I said, there's only between 5 and 10 centimetres difference between, let's say, the top of the flag post and the box. So that's something I am doing, and this is the first one I've done this size, which is the biggest one I've done. But it's going to put an awful lot of figures in there, so I'm looking forward to putting that back on the shelves full of figures and just seeing if it does create more storage space. Because that's the whole storage is a killer, isn't it? In what we do, getting everything put away, and anyway. So let me just I've just gone through my notes, which I've done. So I've covered the start. I've done the mojo box done. As you can see now, all of a sudden the Harlequin shirts have been coming out, haven't they? There's a really good reason for that. When we won the championships, all of a sudden I've become a fanatical Harlequins fan again. Oh yeah. No ifs about it. I follow the prizes. I follow the prizes and the rugby community. But that's really good. There is. I thought I'd just quickly. I'm not going to show anything, but. My man cave, just to let people know where I am with my man cave. This part is still part of, so this is now part of sharing my thoughts, or still part of sharing my thoughts. Which really, sharing my thoughts shouldn't take long. According to my wife, I'm an idiot anyway, so there can't be much going on there. So, but coming back to my man cave. So I've finished the pavings, that's good. The garden is all now done. And the reason that they were both important was because there was a lot of stuff in the garage which I needed to get cleared out of there and put in the various places, garden and pavings at the front. So they're all done. After not breaking my back, which I thought at one point I was going to, Christ, that was hard work doing those pavings. I'm now in the stage of clearing up, hence the boxes. So I'm now trying to get everything cleared up, everything having a place for everything, and everything having a place, that type of thing. So with that, that's where I am. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll be able, because it's lovely weather at the moment. So I spend most of my time out seeing the family and doing things and going for long walks with my wife. We did a 26-mile walk the other day. We got lost. We took a long turning, and oh my God, it was up at Winchester, but it was brilliant. We had such a good time, but we were shattered. like we virtually slept for 2 days flat after that. But that was great. But coming back to where I was, my man cave. So yeah, next thing is getting everything sorted, like getting everything tidied in the garage. And then when the garage is nice and tidy, the plan will be I'll put flooring down, put some framing around the garage, and I'll start building a shelving system, like wardrobes and shelvings. I'll also have a library. I really fancy a library, a place for a nice computer, and in that spot, a place where I do my painting, and that's where all my painting and story. My painting and modelling will be done. The storage and the videos will be done upstairs in the loft. But so that's how it's starting to develop now. So that's the man cave done. So that's got that up to date. Gaming systems. I'm often asked what gaming system I'm going to use for my wargaming. And I certainly do intend to use a gaming system. At the moment, I'm right. So it's not for me. Nothing's in concrete. Nothing's in stone, I should say. Everything's flexible. So at the moment, I am using Kings of War, or I will be using Kings of War, which is a very simple system, very easy to use, and you can have quite quick games with it. I will want to be using something a bit more complicated, or not complicated, sophisticated, perhaps is the right word, where there's a bit more in-depth look at how the figures represent the troops that they're fighting on the table. So this is my question for the community, one of my questions to the community. The system I want to use, the game system I want to use, will have to take into account both historical and fantasy, because I'm into both. Like I really enjoy historical wargaming, but history generally, and the same with fantasy. I really enjoy fantasy, and it's great when I can merge the two. So I'm looking for a gaming system where I can play historical, or I can play fantasy, or I can mix the two and have historical units fighting fantasy. Now, the obvious answer to that is well, then just pretend that the Vikings are orcs or whatever, that type of thing. But I'm really looking for something with a little bit more to that. So if anybody knows gaming systems, like now Kings of War do that. You are able to do that. I have a feeling that Games Workshop would also have something, but I don't know because I haven't at the moment looked into that too deeply, but I will do. So if people could let me know what their experiences are and what they've seen or what they've used themselves. My last question, so that's my question about a gaming system which will work equally as well with fantasy and historical. And my last question is, I used to use with some friends of mine a PC game management system. So a computer game management system, and you loaded everything. You loaded all the troops, the units, the battalions, the corps, the generals, the commanders. Everything was put onto a disc, and then you just press the button, and you would roll through like you would on a turn, same as you would in like from a hard copy. But instead of turning the page, you press a button and you go to the next page and it says, right, movement stage, and then you just say how far away the one troops are from a cannon or whatever, and then you fight, all that type of thing. But I've not, so that was called Follow the Eagle. I think it was called Follow the Eagle, and I really, really enjoyed it. It was a Napoleonic management system. Really enjoyed it. I've been looking on the internet, not been able to find that particular one, and I'm just wondering if anybody is aware of any PC game management systems which are still out there. or are being built up, or can be used, or you could adjust a particular system to then do the game management system. So if anyone knows of that, that would be really helpful. So there's two things there which I'm hoping this video will help me jump several stages. The first one is a games management system which will accommodate both historical and fantasy, not including Kings of War, because I've already got that, although I do need to get the more up-to-date version because it looks really, really good. I'm really enjoying reading it. I'm particularly enjoying reading the lore around Mantica and and all that wonderful stuff inside. So it's some really rich stuff in there. The second one is about the PC game management system. So if anybody's aware of a PC system out there, preferably a downloadable one, preferably free if there is such a thing. You never know. But if anyone knows of anything like that, can you please let me know? And I'd be very grateful. So all the best. I would shout out to anybody whose mojo is a little bit on the wane. Just to say, don't worry about it, guys. We all go through it, and you'll get over it, and then you'll be back to this is great. Let's paint some more figures. So chillax. Enjoy. If you're doing something else instead of painting soldiers, enjoy it. Don't feel bad about what you're doing. Enjoy what you're doing, and come back when you're ready. Someone once said, well, a lot of people said to me on a couple of times when my mojo had felt it just a little bit. Community will always be here. Take your time. All the best, everybody. Take care. Cheers.